Robert Halfon. We're joined by one of the MPs featured there in the House of Commons Commission member and Labour MP Thomas Docherty, who joins us from Edinburgh. Thank you for joining us too from Edinburgh. But first of all, to you, Robert Halfon, you must be very happy with the outcome.
Yes, I thought this action was completely wrong. Today I met 15 young kids from the Prince's Trust. I took them to the clock tower. They would have had to pay £15 a head. It was just unaffordable for British members of the public.
But unaffordable at £15, would it have been affordable at a slightly lower level? I mean,
I thought the principle was wrong. I do not believe
Right.
that people should be charged for going around the House of Commons. We pay for it already through our taxes.
What about you, Thomas Docherty? You're obviously disappointed.
Well, we live in a democracy, and we saw that yesterday, and we have to move forward. What I thought was quite astonishing, though, about the debate was that some members, not Robert, but some of his colleagues, seemed to equate introducing this charge on less than 1% of those who visit the House of Commons with somehow putting a shroud over Big Ben. The hard reality is we have to make multi-million-pound savings, and we didn't hear coherent alternatives from some of Robert's colleagues yesterday about how we would do that.
Right, I mean, we'll get to the coherent or incoherent alternatives, whichever way you want to put it. But just to get back to that point, I mean, people have equated it with saying, you know, this is the cradle of democracy, so it should be free to go into all parts of the building. Do you not see any sort of link or logic in that? And it should be free.
I see a link. I don't think it's a compelling argument because, as Jacob Rees-Mogg said, who is not a natural bedfellow of myself on these issues, this is not part of our democratic process. It is a timepiece, a very famous timepiece that is part of the building, and we were talking about less than 1% of visitors visit the clock tower.
You're a family of 4 in your constituency. If they wanted to go and visit Big Ben, would have to pay £60.
If they wanted to go up in the tower,
yes.
And the reason for that was to pay for the cost. But let's be clear on this one. If you went across the road to Westminster Abbey, you pay £28 for an adult, and I think it's about £15 for a child. If you go to Buckingham Palace, where we definitely pay for that, and you want to go on a tour, you have to pay for those things. And the other thing that's frustrating is the only people who get to sponsor the tours are the MPs. And this was quite bluntly a perk for some of our colleagues. Not Robert, some of his colleagues saw this as a perk.
Right, I mean, Robert, it's true, you know, in the times that we're living in, cuts have got to be made. That seems like quite a sensible one to make. You're still, you know, allowed to go into the Houses of Parliament for free. Then why not charge there than instead bring it in somewhere else?
I think it was an easy target to hit the British public. There are other savings that could be made. I identified £469,000 worth of savings. Well, let's start with the Commons food bill. They throw away £50,000 specifically on food every year. We could start by shutting the dining rooms, which aren't used on certain days, for example. The Commons spend £65,000 a year on press cuttings. We could reduce that. We could slightly cut the budget on overseas trips. If you add it all up, actually, there's loads of money that could be saved in other areas. But to hit the British public and try and discourage people from seeing our ancient icon is totally wrong.
How many people actually go up the tower?
I don't know the full total, but I've had 60 from my own constituency and 15 today, and people love it. And it is our special icon. We pay for it already through our taxes. And it was.
Although people do pay, as Thomas Docherty said, to see lots of other icons. We would just be putting it on a level playing field with all sorts of other
but this is different. This is our democracy. It's our parliament, and people should have a right to go around it free of charge.
OK, Thomas Docherty, this is till 2015. Would you like to see the debate reopened then?
I think we need to have a much bigger debate. I mean, Robert's right to say we need to look at how we spend money, and my committee has made recommendations how we can save multi-millions of pounds. I'm delighted Robert will no longer be eating in the House of Commons, and I'm delighted he's making that offer today and how we're going to save some money. But more seriously, we have a proposal going to the Commission in less than a fortnight that says if we can take £2 million of print savings by giving MPs iPads and senior staff at the cost of £100,000, that would be fantastic. That's the kind of thing we need to do going forward.
All right, thank you very much. Thomas Docherty and Robert Halfon.